So you're trying to figure out why when your man comes home, he is quiet or he seemingly becomes really quiet. And your mind starts playing tricks on you. You're really going down the rabbit hole. You're in your mind. You're not really saying anything. You're watching him. But in your mind is saying these things to you. Did I do something wrong? Why is he so quiet? What is he thinking about? What's the problem? And so you start going down the rabbit hole of writing your own story about the things that are going on in your man's mind. Well, today I'm going to discuss the 4 reasons why your man may be coming home and is silent. But before we start, I wrote down some research that I want to read to you right here. It says research shows most women speak on an average of 20,000 words per day, which is approximately 13,000 more words than the average man. And so what this means is that 51% of men speak on average 7,000 words per day. So I will let that sink in because sis, we talk a lot. We talk a lot. And as you just seen from the research, women talk approximately 3 times more than men. So with that being said, the first one is that, as I just mentioned, we talk about 3 times as much as men. And so if he's going to work or has gone to work and he's worked an 8, 9, 10-hour day, he's expended a lot of his talking time with outsiders, people outside of the home, not you, not your child or children. He is talking to others that are in his presence. And so it's not an excuse. Please understand that these are not excuses that I am making for men. This is just so you can get an understanding of why your man may be coming home and it's quiet. And guess what? It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with him. And so if he's expended, let's say 90% of his talking outside of the home, when he comes home, he may just need to sit and recharge. He may just need to be quiet because he either doesn't have anything to say or he feels like he has talked enough. Now, the unfortunate part is that you are on the opposite end of the stick. And so you seemingly are receiving the bad part of the stick because you didn't talk to him all day. You're ready to talk, you're ready to share, you're ready to open up, you're ready to be emotionally attached to him, and it seems like he's pushing you away. So just understand that he may not be pushing you away. Some men do need time to recharge, just like some women need time to recharge. And I'm saying that because I work with a client not too long ago, and her man were opposites in this way. When she would get off of work, one of the things that we worked through was how she was able to deliver the news to her man that she needed at least 1 to 2 hours to decompress and recharge for herself before she comes back to speak with him. So just give her time to relax for a minute before they go down that rabbit hole of being all emotional with each other and just sharing their day and opening up and having even more things to talk about. So bringing it back to men. There are some men out there that need this same thing. Again, it's not every man, but if your man is falling into this, maybe he just has expended a lot of the words that he was going to use for that day. The second thing to consider about your man coming home and being quiet is this. Have you two had a conversation about the time that he needs to recharge and re-engage, as I mentioned before? Sometimes we have these expectations that are unexpected, meaning you did not go down the road of having this conversation prior to the two of you moving in together and or getting married. And so you thinking one way that you two are going to come and do this, he's thinking another way. And so maybe now it's time for you to come together and say, hey, I notice when you come home, you actually withdraw and become silent. I feel left out. So instead of me feeling left out, is there something that we could do so we both feel like we're getting something from this? Do you need time when you walk through the door for me to just maybe give you a kiss, say hi, and then you go off into your man world to re-engage and recharge with yourself? Then we can come together so I don't feel left out and alone when we're in this relationship together. So it's really a matter of you becoming more mature and having these conversations. It may be difficult, but now you're getting a better understanding of the person that you said I do to and or that you're in a relationship with. So do you need to have a conversation about his recharging or him needing to be re-engaged before you start jumping in and spilling out all of the things that happened that day or the things that you just want to share, and then he's not engaging with you and you feel like it's something to do with you? Maybe it's not you, as I mentioned before. Maybe it's just your timing. Because again, it's these unexpected expectations that you never talked about. So talk about it. That way, when he comes home, like say for instance, you do have the conversation and now he says, you know what? Yes, I actually need an hour. I need 2 hours. Now you know when he comes home, let me give you a hug, let me give you a kiss. I see you in 2 hours. That means you got 2 more hours to do whatever it is that you need to be doing, whether it's cooking, whether it's cleaning, whether it's just relaxing, whether it's you in your bathtub, whether it's you playing with the kid, whatever the thing is. Now you got even more time for yourself. And then that way, when he has now come out of his shell, you can come back around and now you two can feel more connected together because guess what? Both of you understand what's actually happening in this moment. He goes off and he gets recharged and now you're like, okay, I only got an hour or two more, or I got an hour or two more because now I can do all more things that I need to get done before the day ends. Let me do them now. Because I don't know about you, but for me, I get way more done during the daytime than I do at night. And as soon as the sun starts going down, my productivity level plummets. So if that's you, just have the conversation. It cuts down on the misunderstandings and or arguments and or resentment from building up because now you understand who you are living with, who you are in a relationship with. They can understand you better. You two may just be on opposite ends of the spectrum, and that's okay. It's just a matter of communicating those things to one another. The third thing to consider is your man an introvert? Because introverts really need time to go away and be off by themselves to recharge. So now we have this scenario that if your man is an introvert, plus he has expended 90+% of the words that he's going to use for that day, that's something that you have to consider. Is this something that you can deal with for the long haul of your relationship? This is not something that I'm trying to really knock him down with or anything like that. I'm just trying to make you become more aware of why he may be shutting down in your eyes when in reality, he's just going away to recharge. Because most introverts need to get away from people to recharge, while the opposite is true for extroverts. In order for us to recharge, we need to be around people, right? And so it just depends on where he's at. So is he an introvert? Is that something that you need to take into consideration when you're trying to pull and make him speak to you even more? But then also on top of that, is that something that you're able to accept about him where you're not trying to change him? Because that's a thing as well. When we get into the relationships, we think that we can change our partner to really cultivate them into the person that we want them to be, where we can mold them and shape them, and you cannot. If your partner is going to change, it's going to be something that he has to do on his own. It doesn't matter how much you nag about it, how much you talk about it. If he doesn't want to change, he will not. And that is the same thing for you as well. The fourth and final thing to consider is that, is there something going on with your man when he is trying to solve it internally? Most men are problem solvers. Most men feel that they look weak if they come to their woman and is going back and forth about a problem without a solution. So he may be quiet because he's trying to solve an issue by himself. And it's not because he's trying to strong arm you, keep you out. He's really just trying to figure out this thing because most men, not all men, most men really want to solve the problem before they come to their woman about the thing that has been bothering him, about the thing that has been keeping him up at night, about the shift and the pullback from the intimacy that you feel because you're feeling like you're on the outside. Ask some questions just so you can understand your man. Each and every one of these four things that I just mentioned may have nothing to do with you. It may be a matter of you understanding more of why he's getting quiet, so then you can understand the person that you said, I do too. Now that you are familiar with the 4 reasons why your man may be coming home and is quiet, check out this video right here where it talks about the understanding the intricacies of your man. I'll see you over there.